All right, let's get right into it. We're going to break down how you can build reflexes that are so fast they almost feel like cheating. And forget about natural talent. This is a system, a science.
Okay, first things first. We have to get rid of the biggest lie that's probably holding you back. You know the feeling, right? You see a punch coming, but it feels like it's in slow motion, and you still can't move. You flinch, you freeze, and you tell yourself, man, I'm just slow. I don't have good reflexes. That is a total lie. Reflexes are not some gift from the gods. They are a skill, and you can absolutely build them.
So to really get this, think about the classic example. You touch a hot stove. What happens? Your hand yanks back instantly, way before your brain even goes, ouch, that's hot. That's something called the reflex arc. It's a hardwired shortcut in your nervous system. Now the real question, the big question for us, is how do we take that same biological shortcut and use it in a fight?
Well, to do that, we first have to stop treating reflexes like they're some kind of magic. They're not. A reflex isn't just one thing. It's a 3-step process. And the best part? Every single one of those steps can be trained.
This right here, this is the whole chain of events, from your eyeball all the way to your muscles. It's simple. See it, decide it, do it. Detection, decision, action. Think about it. If there's a tiny delay in any one of those 3 steps, that's when you get hit. But if you train each link in that chain, you become practically untouchable.
Okay, so here's the first big hurdle we all have to get over. The flinch. It's your body's natural, built-in, and frankly, completely useless defense mechanism for fighting. I mean, it makes you shut your eyes at the exact moment you need them open the most. So our job, our mission, is to overwrite that garbage instinct with a response that's calm, clear, and actually effective.
And that brings us to the first pillar of building superhuman reflexes. And listen closely, because this is key. To react faster, you don't actually need to move faster. No, you need to see the danger sooner.
Here's the deal. This is one of those things that separates beginners from the pros. Beginners watch the hands, but elite fighters, they read the entire body. You've got to soften your gaze, kind of lock in on their chest, and then let your peripheral vision do the work. You're looking for those tiny little warning signs, the telegraphs, you know? A little shoulder twitch, a shift in weight, the stuff that happens before the punch even really starts.
So, that sounds great, right? But how do you actually train that kind of visual superpower? Well, you do it with a drill that's incredibly simple, but I'm telling you, brutally effective. It's called the mirror feint game. Here's how it works. Your partner isn't trying to knock your head off. They're just making these little sudden movements, feints, a tiny shoulder twitch, a quick weight shift. And your job is to react to that. React to the trigger, not the full-blown attack. You're literally training your brain to see the spark before it becomes a fire. All right, so let's say you've got that down. You're seeing things earlier. Awesome. But seeing it sooner isn't the whole story. The very next bottleneck, the next place you get slow, is in the decision itself. And listen, if you take one thing away from this, let it be this. You don't get hit because you're physically slow. You get hit because you hesitate. It's that tiny moment of doubt, that, is that a jab or a cross? Should I slip? Should I block? That's what gets you nailed. The goal here isn't just about raw speed. It's about eliminating hesitation completely. And hey, don't just take my word for it. Let's look at the science. There are actual studies on this stuff. They took a group of fighters, had them do these kinds of reaction drills every day, and in just 4 weeks, their reaction times improved by almost 40%. Meanwhile, the group that didn't do the drills, barely any change. The proof is right there. This stuff works, and man, it works fast.
So here's a fantastic drill to attack that hesitation head on. You just assign numbers to your punches. So 1 is a jab, 2 is a cross, 3 is a hook, you get it. Then you have a partner flash number cards at you. And when you see 1, 2, you don't think, I should throw a jab, then a cross, your body just does it. You're basically creating a shortcut that bypasses all that slow, conscious thinking. It's a direct line from your eyes to your fists.
Okay, so we've covered seeing sooner, we've covered deciding faster. The last piece of the puzzle, the final pillar, is making the actual physical movement totally and completely instinctual.
And there's a word for this. It's called automaticity. This is the holy grail. It's when your body just knows what to do. It doesn't need to ask your conscious brain for permission. Through sheer repetition, the movement becomes a habit, something as natural and thoughtless as breathing. And a classic drill for this, one you've probably seen, is the tennis ball drop. It's perfect.
You hold the ball out with your lead hand, you drop it, and then you have to throw your rear hand to catch it with a punch before it bounces twice. See what's happening? You're forcing all three pillars, seeing the ball drop, deciding to punch, and doing the punch to all fire together in one single fluid motion. There's absolutely no time to think. There's only time to do.
But there's a catch. You can master all of these drills. You can get to a point where you feel lightning fast when you're fresh and warmed up. But what happens in the deep water? What happens in that third round when your lungs are burning and your legs feel like lead?
This right here, this is the secret weapon. This is what really separates the amateurs from the pros. Any reflexes you build when you're feeling good and fresh will completely fall apart under pressure and fatigue, unless you specifically train for it.
You see, fatigue isn't just about your muscles getting tired. It's neurological. Your brain literally gets tired and it starts sending slower, sloppier signals to your body. So what's the fix? Well, it's simple, but it is not easy. You have to do these reaction drills when you're already exhausted. Do them at the very end of your workout. You have to force your brain and your nervous system to be sharp even when the rest of you is gassed.
So, let's wrap this all up. When you take these three pillars, seeing sooner, deciding faster, and moving automatically, and then you forge them in the fire of fatigue, you create an advantage that honestly feels unfair to whoever you're up against.
There's this great quote that says it all. You don't rise to the occasion, you fall to the level of your training. And it's so true. When the pressure is on, you're not going to magically perform better than you ever have. Nope, you're going to default to whatever you've drilled into your nervous system. The whole point of this system is to make lightning-fast, perfect reactions your new normal, your new default.
And really, that's the big mindset shift here. The goal isn't to be faster, it's to be first. You're not magically moving your limbs quicker than the other guy. You're just starting your moves so much earlier because you saw the tell, you made the decision instantly, and your body just went. You win because you were first.
So now you have the system, you have the blueprint. The only question left is, are you ready to put in the work? Are you ready to stop just reacting and start predicting?